Should we pay y'all to get naked?
Should he pay y'all to get naked?
For how? I mean, all right.
You were just talking about financial decisions, and now you're about to pay these women.
Man, we can make some bad. Like to have some naked girls in there.
That would be cool.
How much you want?
You know what this is gonna be like?
Rick James is one of the greatest interviews of all time.
Yeah.
If you feel like you a star, you gotta create yourself. Can't wait for somebody to just make you. Because nobody is just gonna try to make money for you. Mm-hmm. They wanna make money off you, make money with you.
Right. Hot breath.
Yeah. Look how he wrote the questions out. It's just so important. I've made it in my life.
Well, nobody's interviewed you like this before.
This is gonna be. Are you excited? This is about to be history.
It is.
Yeah. Are you excited?
See him be like, look at love. Right.
Should we pay y'all to get naked?
Should he pay y'all to get naked?
For how? I mean, all right.
You were just talking about financial decisions, and now you're about to pay these women.
Man, we can make some bad. Like to have some naked girls in there.
That would be cool.
How much you want?
How much you want?
How much you want?
Baby, how much you want? That's how much you want?
Sure. So y'all want 100 to split? I can give you 50 and you 50. That'll work.
That's fine with you?
I got you though. You know I got it. Ladies? Go ahead. I want to see them naked all day. Usually I never seen either one of these girls naked. Let's get naked. Let's get naked.
You've never seen them naked?
I've never seen either one of them naked.
Are you at Onyx too? Wow. And you've never seen either of them naked? They both work at Onyx? You slipping, man.
All that changes.
I'm about to listen back. My bad, Pete. Sorry.
You know what this is gonna be like?
Rick James is one of the greatest interviews of all time.
Yeah. This is gonna be like Rick James.
Well, that's what I want. I need to be on another level.
Yeah. No, you're on it now.
I'm working too hard to just be on the regular level.
Nah, you're definitely working hard, man. You just got off set, so I appreciate you doing this anyway.
Yeah.
What were you shooting over there?
D-Boys.
Is that like a TV show? Or?
Yeah, it's a TV show we're working with Big Sean.
Sean Larkins?
Yeah. It's like a reality comedy pilot series type situation we're working on. So right now we're just shooting a whole bunch of shit. And my character is a rapper, Young Bleezy. And I was shooting a video for one of my songs today. Called Jordan Made My Jordan.
Well, that's kind of on the back burner. The thing you're doing most recently is, of course, Wild-n-out.
Right.
I mean, you pretty much went on there from the back of the group to the front to now front and center. Like you're one of the people of the crew now.
Yeah, kind of. In some aspects, but they still got their favorites, but they use for this and that, I feel.
Yeah,
I still feel like the underdog on the show sometimes.
You have one of the hottest games, though. You and Chico, when you do that, the old school rap battle, that has all those have a couple million views.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah. Couple million views.
Yeah.
On the Wild Style battle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that because it's mostly for the kids, man. Kids love that shit the most. And kids, they come up everywhere and they just they start rapping this shit and it's just amazing.
The old school raps?
Yeah, of course.
Wow. Whose idea was that? Was that improvised one day?
Or idea. The first time it was completely improv, man, and then it's just by fan request that we just keep it going, and we just decided to just keep it improv, keep it up by fan request, and we're just gonna do it until the fans don't like it no more.
So is it you personally keeping up with fan requests, or is there
Well, we get so much fan requests on social media, the memes, the clips. I mean, they have remixed that so many times. Like you said, it's gotten a couple million views, so
yeah,
it's gone viral. So it's been remixed and chopped in everybody has recorded themselves on Snapchat doing their favorite part of the old school battle and all that. It's really taking a whole nother life form.
Well, you mentioned social media and all that. I mean, a lot of what Wild-n-out is doing is getting a lot of not only comedians, but also people popular on social media that have a lot of following on there. So, like, how do they keep up when it is live and on stage?
Well, we try to get a lot of the fans to actually come to the live shows. So we've actually started doing like some tour dates and some arenas and theaters around the bigger colleges. So we're trying to bring them to a live experience so they can get used to the type of comedy on TV. You know what I'm saying? So like once you see it live, you kind of understand it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we really like people discredit a lot of the improv. It's like, oh, it's on TV. You know they rehearsed it, but we really don't. And we try to take as many of those live moments as we can to just like emphasize that point. That it's like, when we shoot the show, we got a time schedule, and it's like we have to run through 5 games, and it's always 2 games that don't make it on the show. So it's like we don't have time to really rehearse that because we don't never know who's coming when, and then it's like we dealing with celebrities. So T-Pain's supposed to come this day, and then he don't come till next week. It's hard to try to plan that shit.
Right. But what about the actual comedians on the show? Because there are some Instagram comedians on there who are used to being funny for 14-second clips at a time, but now they have to get in the ring with, like seasoned comedians like yourself. How do they?
It's a perfect mixture because it's like some of those improv games require us to build a quick setting right quick, and it's perfect timing for what they do.
Right.
It's like these guys, like a lot of people discredit what they do too because it's like, it's not like they could just pull their phone out and just record some shit and it just be viral. These dudes actually like direct those little clips and try to make that shit fit. Yeah. Chop it down. So it's like, I have a lot of respect for them. And people always want to try to put stand-up comedians against these online comedians. And it's not, it's 2 different things. That's just like some action movie and you trying to compare Schwarzenegger and Kevin Costner. That shit don't even go together, man.
Well, it's a brilliant game plan coming from Nick Cannon. I mean, to use these people who have a natural following and just build that following. What all have you learned from working with Nick over the past few years?
I learned that you can get paid from doing everything.
Yeah.
That's my big, people they admire Nick for a lot of different reasons. I like money. I like that aspect that he can get a lot of money and he know how to do it. And I'll be always trying to figure out how the fuck I can do that shit too. So every chance I get, I try to get a little game from him, see how, you know what I'm saying, just watch the movement. So it's like, I always tell you, if you want to be successful, you got to be around some successful people. So I just watch how you move in the game, and you know what I'm saying. Image is everything, and he got a good image, and it can put him in a lot of different circles that a lot of people can't get into just because he got a good reputation.
But yeah, and he's an actor, comedian, producer. He's a DJ. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. When you can be that successful across the board. It's not because of, it's like that's another talent. Like having people like you is a talent. When people want to do business with you because they like you as a person, it don't have nothing to do with that other shit. But when they personally like you and they look out for you, that's the level to be on.
Has he dropped any knowledge to you, any wisdom? You guys been working together a few years now. I mean, is he
all type of shit?
What's he? What you got?
It's just like don't wait on anybody to put you on no situation. Like one no is just one no, and it don't stop there. And if they keep telling you no, then you got to do it yourself. Bare bone, you know what I mean? It's like that. Take no for an answer. It's like you can't stop it. Like you don't like it, cool, fine, don't worry about it. Next, you know what I mean? Just keep it moving. That's the most important thing. Because I seen him shoot all day with Wild-n-out, then go host America's Got Talent, then come back. You know what I mean? And it's just like that dedication. And it's like doing what you say you're gonna do. Just a lot of little tips that you could just pick up just from being in the atmosphere.
Well, you guys clearly hit it off because you just shot a cartoon together. Is that right?
Yeah, we shot a cartoon together called Football U, F-U. It's a dirty, despicable, low-down, disgusting, hilarious cartoon about the football team.
Was that his idea or yours?
It's his idea. Nick Cannon is a brilliant mind, and he always thinking of shit to do, like that's funny, that's cool, that's new, that's innovative. groundbreaking, shit like that. So that's how that came out. It was me, Corey Holcomb, D-Ray, Jacob, Lauren, Tim, a lot of people from the cast, a lot of funny-ass comedians just made that shit happen.
And is there a release date for that yet?
I mean, some of the episodes are available online and all that type of shit, but they haven't released the whole series.
Well, I'm sure you've shot a lot of stuff that hasn't been released yet. I mean, I know we just last year worked on a comedy pilot with like some big names in the game, you know, a lot of big time comedians. How many projects do you have kind of in the can right now that are just waiting to be out there?
I would say probably around 6 or 7.
Wow.
6 or 7 decent projects, you know, that just waiting on to get that approval. Some stuff is pending. Some stuff is waiting to be reshot. Some stuff is waiting on a new deal. And it's dope. I'm just waiting. At any moment, something could happen.
Well, you've done a lot of TV before Wild-n-Out. You're on Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes. When you were on Monique, she said you have the gift of funny. She said she knows funny and you are funny. And, of course, most recently, you made it to the semifinals of Last Comic Standing. And Comics Unleashed, just something you got when the host's mom saw you on Last Comic Standing?
Yeah, Byron Allen, he said his mom was watching me on Last Comic Standing, and she was really, really digging it.
That's impressive from a TV resume, but how has all this success affected your stage resume?
It gets more people out to see how funny you can be live. Like, fuck the hype, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They want to see it live. And then people come out and they was like, man, I seen you on Wild-n-Out, but I didn't know you was that funny. Like, that's the ultimate compliment. I didn't know you was that funny. Like, yeah, how funny did you think I was? And that's dope to me, because it's like, I don't know what it is that they saw that made them come, but it's like, now they see a different side. Like, damn, we came to see one thing and got a whole nother. Like, you know, like as a fan, that's gotta be dope.
Oh, yeah.
It's like if you went to a concert, it was just, you know what I'm saying, and then Outkast just showed up and hit you with some different shit. Like, where the hell that come from? You know what I mean? So the element of surprise is definitely working in my favor. And then I still get a lot of people who just never heard of me. Still get Drifter fans who just like, we just at the comedy club. But I did see you on that one shit. So it's like I said, my resume, the old shit is really like, that's what makes fans. Late at night, people see some old Who's Got Jokes, some old Hell Date. They love all the old shit.
Yeah. So
I'm glad that I like, even though that's old to me, it's still funny to them. So that means I'm doing the right thing.
What about from a professional standpoint? You're getting a lot of new fans. What about like comics? Because you've had people like Kevin Hart on the show. Like, are these people coming on the show and being like, yo, you're funny, man, you should come share the stage with me? It's
dope to work with dope people, you know what I mean? Because it's like they get to see you be dope too. It's like, damn, you dope too. Like, you do this. Like, okay, I'm dope at what I do, but when we come here, you dope. So you show me how to be dope right here. Like, but when Kev come through, you know, Kev, he been doing his thing for the longest, man. And it's dope because I actually met him before he got super huge. Like, he was a super huge star to me in 2007 when he was doing the ostrich joke. A lot of people, you got to be like a real Kevin Hart fan to know about the fucking ostrich joke. That was the funniest joke to me, man. And he blew up. I seen this dude blow up like 3 different times. Like, he blew up, and then he re-blew up. blew up.
Right.
But he never changed. He was the same dude, same humble dude, always looked out for every comedian. Everybody going to the club, everybody gonna have a good time. You a comedian, whether you funny or not. Just because he know that grind, he look out for all the, you know what I mean? When he come through, it's just all love, man. I ain't never seen Kevin Hart shit on nobody, treat nobody, or, you know, pull that Kevin Hart shit. He took every picture, spoke to every fan.
Wow.
Always made everybody laugh, high spirit. I ain't never seen him pissed off. You know what I mean? Like, that dude is, you know, he really deserves all that he get.
Is there anybody else you've been able to work with where coming up in the game, you're like, man, one day?
Mike Epps and shit.
Yeah.
One day I know me and Mike gonna do some big shit. I don't know what it is, but I just know that we gonna end up doing some crazy shit one day. That's just one of those people that you know what I'm saying? Like, people who I just know that one day in the future we gonna make some bread together. I just feel it. Because Mike Epps cool as fuck, man. I see Mike, we chop it up. He give me game too, man. He look out for me, you know what I'm saying? A lot more than people know. I got a lot of big homies, big brothers in the game who just like, you'll never even know that they, you know what I mean, that they fuck with me like that.
Yeah.
It's just a real organic relationship where it ain't like, hey, do something for me. It's like I fuck with you because I see what you doing and you grinding the right way and you're not asking nobody for shit and you just getting it how it is, you know what I mean? And that's just a whole different type of respect.
What about from the music side? I know you have experience working with people like T.I. and Gucci Mane.
Man, you know, it's crazy because it's like, you never know who actually watches comedy.
Yeah.
So it's like when you see a group of 50 people coming up to you and then you see Gucci Mane, like, hey, bro, you funny here. Like, I had a show with Gucci Mane, and before he blew up, he was Gucci Mane, but then, you know, like, before he got super huge, like, we had a show and he was cool as hell, man. I was tweeting about that shit the other day. I smoked a blunt with Gucci Mane at the show. Me and Dirty South, because they didn't have our money at first. And then they were supposed to have everybody's money by the time Gucci Mane showed up. But he showed up and he was back there. He was just fucking off talking shit with us for 2 or 3 hours, man. We was just back there kicking it, having a good ass time. Me, him, and all his friends. And we were just 2 comedians just talking shit to the goons, man.
Yeah.
It was dope.
You gonna try to do more music?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do whatever, man. I'm all about trying to get that money.
You have that old school rap battle, you know, on Wild-n-Out, but you trying to get on an actual track?
Man, me and Chico gonna do an old school mixtape. We've been working on it. We've been talking about it, kicking the idea around, but it's gonna happen sooner or later.
What's slowing it down?
Sooner or later. Probably later.
Did you start off in music? I know you made some like funny cassettes and stuff when you were a kid from the radio, and I think you also did like Jerry Springer skits. What was that all about?
Oh man, I used to just do crazy shit in my room, man. I had just used to record shit. Like I had a microphone, and I just used to plug it into my radio and just record shit. So I made like this fake Jerry Springer episode where I was just talking to myself, and then I put my cousin in it, and it's just the whole crazy shit. Something about putting a bitch in the mailbox and mailing her back to her boyfriend, and we was just like, mail that bitch. I kept recording this shit over and over, so it sounded like it was a bunch of people. I really thought I was on some innovative shit, and then later on I found out that people were making beats on their PlayStation and shit. I was like, I had a PlayStation. I never knew you could make beats on that shit. So I thought it was some cool shit that I learned how to loop shit.
Yeah.
You know, like with 2 tapes and then put it on 1 tape and it sound like it's all together. So.
Was most of that done in your room like alone, or you had friends?
Man. I really think I was supposed to be a musician. I fucked
really?
around and played football in the 7th grade instead of taking band. Because in my school, you couldn't play football in 7th grade and play in the band, but then you couldn't just get in the band in 8th grade because you hadn't been. I really kind of wanted to be in the band and shit, but for some reason, I thought my athletic skills was going to take off.
How far did that take you?
Man, I played all the way through, you know, school and shit, but man, I should have been doing some other shit now that I know what I know.
School, like how far up? Like all the way to senior year, or like?
Yeah, I mean, I graduated playing football and all that type of shit. Things you did not know.
You try to go to the next level?
I was, but man, I really didn't have the drive or the determination. I just thought the shit was gonna happen.
Without working at it?
Like a miracle. I was working my ass off, you know. I just thought like some really cool shit was gonna happen, and it was just gonna be different, but shit just never was. And then it was just like, we had some asshole coaches who just fucked the game all up. We had a really good team, and they just fucked the team all up.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So is that when you became a firefighter?
No, you skipped a whole segment of my life. I didn't become a firefighter after high school. That was later on. I was 20-something when that shit happened.
Well, you're 18 in high school.
I was, yeah, but I'm saying, man, like, yeah, I did the whole school shit, college shit. Then I started fucking with the firefighter shit. Just about it. Crazy. Luck of the draw.
Did you graduate college?
No, I dropped out because I was a firefighter. Like, I got the call to be a firefighter. Because I had to go to the fire academy. And, I couldn't do both schools at one time because I had to be at the fire academy all week. And I was missing all my classes, so I had to withdraw because I was getting paid to go to this other shit, and I was, you know what I'm saying, it was just regular community college. So I took the job over to school, and then once I stopped doing that shit, the firefighter shit, I never went back to school. I just started driving trucks.
Oh, for how long?
A few months, man. I should have never did that shit. I was just fucking around trying to get some money. But
driving trucks, making jokes alone, making more cassette tapes?
Nah, I didn't get to. That was the shit. It was killing me because I couldn't do no comedy. And like right before I started doing the firefighter shit, I started doing improv comedy. But then I had to stop doing improv because my shift, I was on the I had to work a whole day and I started missing all my shows, man. So it was just like I was dying. I was like, fuck, I'm sitting there at the fire department all night wishing I was doing some improv and shit. So that was like my passion. I wanted to do comedy. Because I started doing stand-up in the improv in between the games.
Right.
So I had to just stop, you know what I mean? And I didn't get to do comedy until I stopped driving trucks and moved to Atlanta.
So you started improv when you were in Mississippi still?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I was doing improv with a group called Laugh Company.
Wow.
Right?
You still in touch with those people?
Some of them. Somebody posted one of our old sketches the other day. I don't know if they took it down or not.
Need a commercial break here.
I know, right?
All right. So I guess most of your comedy was just done around your family then?
Nah, just people that I knew.
Well, I mean,
a lot of strangers and shit. A lot of white people at first.
Oh, really?
Because the improv was all white people. I was the only black dude.
Oh, the rest was white people?
Hell yeah.
In Mississippi, was it mostly white people?
Man, white people are everywhere, man.
Yeah, I mean, we're mostly everywhere, yeah.
White people everywhere, dog. And they are abundant in Mississippi.
But I know you've said how funny your family is and everything.
Need somebody to coach you right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, was the gig up?
Yeah, they were trying to rob us.
We just got a few more questions for you, Karlous.
It's fun. I'm used to disappointments.
That's pretty rock star though, man.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's what life is. Life is just a series of moments. You got to try to make sure you have a lot of good ones.
But you don't forget the small people back in Mississippi, do you?
You know, I forget people who forget me. I mean, I want to be 100% honest. I miss everything about home, but it's just I got a lot of bad memories too. There's a lot of people who want to be remembered are the people who didn't really help me in any point in my life. Mm-hmm. Those are always the people who want to remind you to not forget them. So, fuck them. If it's fuck me,
yeah.
I don't know if they really just want me to get successful to help them or if they really just want me to get successful.
Have you already had people reaching out to you about like
every day
on the come up?
Every day.
Family, even friends.
I mean, people think I got money out there just to give away.
Well, you're still hustling, man.
I know. So they see that I'm hustling, and then it's like I have to a certain extent, I have to show them that I'm hustling. So it's like if they know you hustling and they see you hustling and they see you have some nice things, they be like, hey, man, give me something so I can have some nice things. But it don't work the other way around. Like if I was fucked up, I couldn't call nobody and ask them for shit. I don't understand how people feel like they could call me and ask me. They know that I could never. It ain't nobody on my Facebook, any social media friend list that I feel like if shit was fucked up, I could reach out to them and say, hey, I need something. Because I've been fucked up and I know that I can't.
You don't want to go back there.
Man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I still be back there in my mind. It don't always be about how much money you got. Because you can have a lot of money at times and still not be, you know what I'm saying, where you think you should be.
Right,
in your mind. How you think you should feel.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be like, I still feel regular. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I have no reservation saying that you're one of the hottest comics in the game and one of the rising stars in the game. But you've also given credit to your family being funny as well.
Yeah, man. It's just coming from that. We had a real close family, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what the family did. We made fun of each other. It was just a running joke in the family that it was just gonna be a joke. Somebody was gonna make it. And you know what I mean? And everyone was gonna be better than the last one. When we all get there, we're gonna bring up every embarrassing story and the new embarrassing ones, the ones we didn't, and the ones from last time. And everybody in my family is just great storytellers and so animated. You know what I mean? Real funny. Got funny nicknames. You know, Uncle Palookie. You know what I mean? We got, you know what I mean? It's just some people they only known by their nicknames and shit. So.
Is that how you're able to freestyle so much on stage? Just that natural funny?
No, it's just that I listen to people. I find shit that's funny to me, and I translate it to how it's funny to me. It's like you know what I'm saying? It's just my perception of shit. Some shit is funny to me just because. I don't see people as just a person with clothes on. You know what I mean? I see character. I see like if you're a bus driver and I see you in your uniform, then your character is a bus driver. And if you have a funny voice outside of your bus driver uniform, it's even funnier when I hear you as a bus driver and you fat and you round as fuck and you got big ass long and your belt looks extra long and you look like you're gonna be like real stern. And then you sound like this and shit. Like that's hilarious to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just like I don't have to make I found out this early in my career. Like shit that you make up and try to go on stage. That shit don't work. Like, you can't make up shit. Like, comedy has, like, even if it's a joke, it gotta be, like, people don't think in cartoons. Like, motherfuckers like to see, like, even if I'm telling you something, you can hear it in your mind. You putting that shit there, and it's like, okay, now you got me all the way up into the setting. Now I'm in the club. And then you gonna hit me with some bullshit, and then a duck walk in. Hold up, motherfucker. I ain't never seen a duck walk in a club before. It's like, it throw the perception of, people know when you bullshitting. Because people don't like to be bullshitted.
Right.
Like, it's a certain, like, you gotta make it, even when you bullshit, you gotta make that shit sound believable. Like, you can't rob the crowd. People know when you're trying to take something from them. When they he trying to make us laugh so he can get to this little other shit. All right. I heard this part before. I know this joke. Like, people will give up on you in the middle of a joke. If they feel like it's too predictable, they'll be like, oh, fuck, man, let me check my phone. That's when you lose people.
So is that why you freestyle so much?
Hell yeah. I like to take risks. I need to know what's funny. You'll laugh at that? Okay, if you'll laugh at this joke, let me see if you like this one. Because now I see that you thinking like me. Like, you accepted what I'm saying. Like, you know I'm not bullshitting. It's real. You trust my funny. I done made you laugh by myself without your opinion 6 times in a row. Okay, ride with me this time. All right, y'all liked all that other shit. Watch what I'm about to do. So now you got the crowd. They like, oh, we love this shit. Do some more of that. It's like, because it's like they don't have to think about if you're going to be funny or not.
Right.
If joke to joke. Because that's how crowds judge you for some reason. They don't fuck with the overall show. Because you can have a great show, and they still will be like, I ain't like the end. Why you just walk off like that? That first joke was funny. Then I ain't like the others. They start picking the shit apart.
Well, I know you did a show where you did a set for like 3 hours.
Man, that was for some people who was not even supposed to be out that late.
Was that all freestyle pretty much?
Nah, it's like at that point in time I did that shit, a lot of that, like I had maybe like a whole hour maybe of shit that might work. And that was just jokes that I know what I'm saying, that I know that I had done. But it's like after that first hour, it wasn't even about jokes. They just liked me as a person at this point. They were like, this dude funny. And they just started saying shit, you know what I'm saying, throwing out shit. They wanted to talk about this shit because this was a recovery convention.
Wow.
And it was like probably 300 or 400 people who were just happy to be out, not doing drugs and drinking. It was dope because I did that convention like 3 years in a row, and them people really fucked with me, man.
Well, that skill set is something that has to be developed. I'm sure starting out you struggled, and you know pretty much every comedian from Atlanta has a story of getting booed at some point. So, like, what is yours? Man,
but see, that's the thing. Having a bad set don't even mean getting booed. Some sets you can do. The crowd will tell you did great, but it'll just make you cringe because it's like you don't believe in the shit. You know what I mean? It's hard to watch yourself. And if it's like, especially if you're one of those comedians who like love to see your progression, like you don't want to watch some shit you did 6 months ago because you don't even rock like that no more. Not that you changed everything, but it's like you just in a different place in your life now. You don't even do those kind of jokes. You don't feel that type of way no more. You was going through a breakup then, now you happy. Like, that's your dark moments.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or you could just tell where, like, your jokes, like, identify you. So if it's like, if you hear that, you be like, oh, that joke was about my friend, and now I don't even feel like that no more. You know what I mean?
Well, can you tell us a story of the old Karlous getting booed on stage?
But I don't have no stories like that.
You've never gotten booed.
But I'm not bullshitting you at all. No flex, no propaganda. I don't have no story. I had a show where it was just, I had a bad set to me, and it was just an empty ass room, and then it was just an awkward ass situation, and nothing really came out of it. It wasn't like I got booed. I don't know. There's a lot of people who don't like me, but those aren't. See, people focus too much on those types of moments. That's not the shit that make you good.
Right.
Getting booed. What about that time where I rocked 8,000 people and they all was like, that nigga crazy? That's the shit that you should be talking about. Or when you can rock in a room with 400 people who ain't never been out after 12 o'clock for the first time, not drinking, not doing drugs, and they feel good about it. Them the moments that's the shit that you should be focused on. When you ain't never met in your life, want you to take pictures with their kids and their family and hold a baby and tell you why they love you and how many times they done watched you on this show and that show and they proud of you. Fuck the failures. You don't learn shit from failures. Just hope it don't happen again. I have avoided a lot of shit, but it's a lot of moments that was failures doing comedy.
Right.
To me.
And a lot of comedians listen to this, and some people go into comedy thinking, I can go up there and just talk for an hour. But people have to understand there is a development into that.
There's plenty of sets that I hated, but that didn't make or break me. It ain't like the next time I went on stage, I thought about the last set that I fucked up or people didn't like, or one dude heckled me and told me I don't give a fuck about that shit. I got paid and I got the fuck on. My learning experience was like, I almost fucked this money up. Don't let it happen again. Shit. There was a lot of times I went out and rocked the show and didn't get paid. Was the funniest one and didn't get shit.
It can be a brutal game.
It sucks. It's hard to go to sleep on them. That's the shit that make you want to change everything. Because it's like, like every time you do some shit and you feel like you got the short end of the stick or mistreated, and you tell yourself, I ain't gonna do that shit again. I ain't gonna do that shit again. That'll never happen again. But then you just have a little box that you just put them little moments in. And it's like after enough times of that shit, you go into those situations and you don't even expect shit. It's just, you know what it is. And you like, okay, if that's what it is, that's what the fuck it is. I'll stay away from that type of shit. If I know that going to this show is not gonna benefit me and I go and perform and they ain't gonna have shit for me and they gonna charge me to park and I'm gonna lose, then I just fucking stay at home. I'd risk it. I would risk not being seen tonight, to not take another L. It mean that much to me. Yeah. A lot of people don't know when to stop doing the same shit over and over again.
Well, what if when you have the funny genes and everything and you have a kid with the funny genes, what if he's trying to get into this game?
I hope that my career would be sturdy enough and strong enough where I would be on a level where it wouldn't just be like, hey, my son is that shit ain't for everybody. Mm-hmm. It's not. I wouldn't want a mediocre son who does, I wouldn't want him to be mediocre at it just to be like, hey, that's Karlous' son. He okay. He ain't, you know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't water down the brand. Make them believe in us. He's not a comedian. He's a great writer. Nah, know where you at, man. This is not some shit that this is not a real profession. Like, you just gonna go to school and aspire to be a stand-up comedian. This is one of those things where it's like, some people, like you said, you get into this. You have to love this shit and feel like you funny enough to make somebody laugh to even end up on stage. And all it takes is one time to know if this shit is really what you want to do.
Where was the first time you performed in Atlanta?
At the Twisted Taco.
Oh, man. That was Fat Comedy.
Fat Comedy, Twisted Taco. I think it was on Sunday night then or Tuesday, Sunday morning. It was one of them early. Man, it was crazy.
You do well?
Yeah, it was Sunday night because I remember the Star Bar was Monday. Yeah, the first time. I got it on disc somewhere. But it was cool.
And you started. Yeah. And is that the same night? I know you started with Clayton English, who just won Last Comic Standing.
Didn't go up that week. That night. He went up the next week. They didn't put us on both at the same time.
Oh, okay.
But like when we used to go in the beginning, we used to always ride together everywhere we went. It was because they just knew us together. It was always just Clayton and Carlos. We went to every show in the city, from Punchline to the wing spot on Evans Mill, Twisted Taco. We went to the Star Bar with the skateboarders and all them Rodney and all the Big Jim. I'm talking about all of them, man. We went to Augusta, Macon, everywhere in Georgia first, man. Everywhere. Every show. Went to the poetry spots. Anywhere that they had a microphone. We did the very first show at the Relapse Theater when it was downstairs in the little basement. Very first one.
Back when people were living in there?
Yes.
What was that
when
like?
When it was first converted from the church. We did the auditions in the attic and performed at every stage in there.
Wow.
Man, I've been all over this city, all the way down to Riverdale, to Jonesboro Road. They had comedy at all the Dugans. Every sports bar in the city used to let us rock, man. Fox Sports Grill.
Strip clubs?
Strip Club, Magic City, Pinups, Blue Flame.
All did
everywhere.
comedy?
I had a comedy night at the Dancers Elite. I used to host about 5 strip clubs in a week. I had a comedy night every night of the week.
Wow.
Every night, man. I was the youngest comedian out here that had all the rooms, and I just built my shit, working out in all the rooms. Go Doers Room, go hit the poetry spot, hosting events for lesbians, all lesbians, be the only man in the room type shit, Christmas parties. People used to call me and invited me to their house. I performed on the steps at somebody's birthday party, in the kitchen at the family reunion. Old dude I never even met, birthday party, just come in, do the comedy, do whatever you want to, cussing kids, nurses. They did a nurses ball for all nurses. They wanted me to do a whole hour. I did the Rosh Hashanah program for the Jewish people down at the center stage. I had some wild ass gigs, man. Perform at the middle of the street at the carnival, the school homecoming festival, hot ass gym at Gremlin State with no heat. No air in the theater. They call it bitch the sweat box. Shirt drenched after the show. They known for born comedians. FAMU homecoming, about 5,000 people.
How did you find all these gigs in the city?
Man, just working. People
just word of mouth?
Man, people come up and tell you, this person know that person, and they sister went to school over here, and she showed them your YouTube page, and you post a joke on, posting jokes on Facebook and social media will get you so many shows, because that one person who would see that one status that got 5 retweets thought that was the funniest shit that they ever heard. And they in charge of the entertainment this year, and they gonna give you a check for $2,000 to come for 15 minutes to perform at the Christmas party. All you gotta do is make sure you say that shit that you posted on social media, because everybody in the office have seen that shit, and they think you the next coming of Jesus when it comes to comedy. That's how crazy the game is. People think you need 1 million followers to get $1 million, man. It's crazy. That's how you blow up. Somebody blow you gotta get, when the people fuck with you, they gonna come, man. They not just gonna show up. You're not just gonna post some shit and wake up and nah. It don't take that, man. I've gotten so many shows off statuses. Wow. Just one lady who worked at the school saw some shit that somebody reposted. They've been trying to book me. They just didn't have my information. Like, this comedian told them the wrong shit. It's crazy how that shit works, man. That's why I stay so active on the social media.
Just always updating.
Man, I know, but it affect my sex life, because, when you try to get some pussy, they be like, you on the phone. I'm like, I've been with you all day. We have ate twice. I woke up next to you, still, come on.
Man, how is You started in Atlanta way back then. I mean,
I started in 2005.
How has the scene changed since you started?
It's nothing to do. I don't care how many rooms it is in this. It is nowhere near as close to the amount we had back then.
Really?
We used to do comedy at Barnacles and Stone, like all the Barnacles, the restaurant. We had comedy in there. Griff had like 5 rooms. Throwbacks on Old National. Doe D had some rooms. Everybody, like every comedian in the city had like 2 or 3 rooms.
Why don't you?
You actually had enough shit to do where you had to wait 2 weeks to do some shit. It was that many rooms, man.
Where'd they go?
I don't know what happened to all the rooms.
Because there are multiple shows a night, but nobody's getting paid.
That's the crazy part. I'm talking, it was money in the city. You could go get, I remember one time, the first time I made $500 doing comedy, I was in Atlanta. I did 3 shows in one night, and I made $500. I was like, I can't believe this shit. That was one of those defining moments for me, man. My neighbor had let me borrow her car, and I left at like 6 o'clock. I did an early show, and then I did another little spot where I popped up, and then I had caught the late night spot at Old National and Frozen Palace, and I headlined that shit, and then Big Sean gave me like $150. I was like, nigga, I made it. That was the first time I made a $500 telling jokes.
Has the scene become more segregated since you started?
Man, I feel like they did that shit on purpose. I felt like it was a lot of bitter ass comedians who were just like, well, since nobody likes our particular brand of humor, we'll just kind of go over here and laugh at each other. That's why you get a whole bunch. It's a lot of shows in the city, and they don't ever have a crowd. Most is 15 or 20 people, and then it's 10 comedians in the back yelling out fucking tags to each other. It's like a fucked up inside joke. I don't subscribe to that particular brand of humor. I don't like that shit. It's corny. You want to go on stage and think you can say the most fucked up shit so the crowd can go, ooh. That's not fucking cool. That shit sucks. That shit fucking sucks, man.
You're right. I feel the exact same way, man. But people, notice, there's an urban and mainstream side to the city now.
That's bullshit.
But it hasn't always been that way, is it?
Because it is, though. It has always been that way.
Oh, okay.
It has always been that way. Because it's like, they try to label black comedians like, oh, well, you going to do this particular type of joke. And you're going to say, bitch, motherfucker, or you're going to talk about pussy. They already expecting that. But this dude can go on stage, white dude can go on stage in Atlanta, talk about fucking his dead grandma after pulling his dick out of a dead puppy that he pulled out of a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, such and such, that he pulled out. It could be a running joke of all the things he have pulled his dick out of, and they'll call this motherfucker, and they'll put him on the front of Creative Loafing.
Yep.
That's real shit.
Yeah. No, you're right. Can that system be broken?
It's not supposed to be.
Because you're one of the hottest comedians coming out of Atlanta. Where's your...
But it's not about... I live in Atlanta and I do comedy. I haven't performed in Atlanta in a long time. I haven't been paid to be on a show in Atlanta. I just live in Atlanta. That's, you know what I mean? That's where I started. That's where I grinded. But I don't, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they can say, oh, well, you're an Atlanta comedian. So if I move to Dallas, am I a Dallas comedian?
No, because you started here.
Exactly. So I'm always going to be an Atlanta comedian because I started doing comedy in Atlanta. Yes. So if I fucking blow up and I don't do no jokes about Atlanta and I get to host I'll be the next Larry Wilmore, I'll still be an Atlanta comedian.
Yeah, because you started
crazy.
Because you started here.
I'm from Mississippi. What about the 22 years in Mississippi before that?
You started comedy in Atlanta.
I started doing improv comedy in Mississippi, so I'm a Mississippi comedian, right?
No, you did the grind in Atlanta.
All right, cool. I can't be one. All right, cool. So
you can be whatever comedian you want. I just want, since I started in Atlanta, I want you to be one of
I did start.
the Atlanta comedians.
I started in Atlanta. I'll always be an Atlanta comedian. I was just trying to see. Don't ever think I would betray the Atlanta comedians.
Good, because we're the funniest city in the country, man.
I know this.
Yes.
You think I don't know this? Boy, the fuck, where your ass was at when we was out here? Yeah. I know. Shit, it wouldn't be no we if it weren't for we. We was here. I remember. We came and fucked the game up.
They weren't with us when we were shooting in the gym.
They were not there. They were not with us shooting in the gym.
Well, where do you want to go with your career? You said you haven't really worked that much in Atlanta. So
no, it's not even about working and doing shows. I've done shows all across the country in every major city, twice, 3, 4 times. It's great working the road and just building a fan base. Man, I want to do some movies. I want to do something permanent. I want you to see me on something more high capacity.
You talking like a Nick Cannon?
Not even in that. I want you to see me on some crazy shit that you don't expect to see a comedian on. I'm trying to be on. I want to be a prominent character on season 4 of CSI. I'm that one dude from the hood that they can't never catch because I sell drugs and hack computers and I read literature and I eat. You know what I'm saying? I live like a fucking upscale gentleman and I'm a smart hood motherfucker who play chess and drink energy drinks and I know how to put lemons on bullet wounds and shit. I don't want to be one of them type of elaborate ass characters, man. I want to be the hacker that they can't catch, who break into the police van and, you know what I'm saying, to kidnap the chief daughter or some shit. But I can't die yet. They need me for 3 more episodes, and I'm hot right now. And then you see me on some fucking, what's that shit with the werewolves and the vampires? Yeah, I want to be on some of that type of shit. Vampire Diaries, all that. Fucking True Blood. I want to be the leader of the wolves or the black people or something. I want that one role in Star Wars for the black dude.
Well, weren't you working on an independent film as well?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell going on with it. It was independent, man. That dude owned the footage. I don't know. It's been 3 years on that. I don't know what's gonna happen with my film career, but I'm looking, trying to make it happen.
Films, movie, TV.
Yeah, I just want a job, man. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. I want all that.
Well, you've said all that. Is there anything else you want the world to know?
Hey, that I'm out here. My grind don't stop. I appreciate everybody that appreciates what I do. Every fan that I ever had. Just know that I'm out here for y'all, man. I ain't nothing without y'all. Keeping it real.
Where can all these new fans find you? Social media and all that?
Social media at Karlous M, Karlous-M. Get with me, link with me, Instagram, all that. And yeah, man. Ain't no telling what you might see me on. And I'm not going nowhere. I feel like this has just been, all this first 10 years just been a nice intro. You know what I'm saying? And I really just got a lot more to show people. I feel like I'm growing every time I get behind the microphone. Because I'm going so many different places. And there's still a lot of jokes that I haven't learned how to tell or I haven't created yet. A lot of places that people haven't seen me go.
See, you want to do a lot of different things, but stand-up will always be the backbone.
Yeah, because I feel like whatever it is that I'm doing is going to be because of stand-up. Stand-up is going to be what put me in position that's going to give me my next job. And I know I haven't been very specific, but I want another TV job. I want to be in some movies or hosting something. I just want to be seen in capacity. I guess it's because I've been on the cast, you know what I mean? And I want some more stuff like that. I want to be more specific with my role. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be all over the place.
You want to be the star.
No, it's not even about being the star. I just said I want to be more specific. I want a more defined character on something.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So like when it's me, you know what you get. Like that's how people fall in love with you. You know what I mean? It's like I'm on one of those characters where it's like when you see me, you don't think Karlous. You're like, what's up, Randy? You know
Right.
Yeah, Randy, your favorite dude from your new favorite show. You know what I mean?
I know you performed in like Germany and London. You trying to go international with this?
Yeah, going international is cool, man. It is pretty cool to get to travel out the country, but it can be scary too because you never know. People are so used to what they're used to, and it's like a lot of that stuff. It's a culture shock at first, and then it's like so a lot of the times you have to go. You don't get much time to really take in where you are, so it's like a lot of that stuff is like from the inside looking out, and you might offend somebody just because you're just culturally stupid because. We're Americans and we don't know nothing but America, where you could just pretty much just make up some shit and can't nobody tell you wrong because you have the right to just make up shit if you fucking want to.
Did the same jokes that work in America work overseas?
They actually prefer those jokes. They're not coming to see your interpretation of jokes that you think they want to see. They want to see that American show. They want to see you be live and raw. And they want to try to figure out what you're saying. They want to hear your accent. Because your accent is just as funny to them as, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And vice versa. So, yeah, they love it. Sometimes it might be a little too raw. And they'll let you know, like, hey, it's just a little bit too much. Because, it's just a different culture. A lot of, different things play out. But some stuff is just, it's funny. And then some shit they just don't get because they don't live like that.
Well, I think people that get it, and it's working.
Funny is funny. And it's funny, man. And they just, even if they don't understand what you're saying, they still want that laugh. Because they like to see that motion, that feel that energy. And that's when you know that it's not just about with the words that you're saying. People can feel your vibe, your energy. They pick up on your spirit.
So that's more important than actually the jokes you're saying. It's how and the feeling.
A lot of comedians don't understand that stuff is important. Like, you got to look like the stuff that you're talking about. You know what I mean? Because you're going to project that. And then it's like, you have to learn how to be the star that you want to be already. You can't wait on somebody to make you a star. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you think that you got to, go do some movies or some commercials for you to wear these fly pants and those dope shoes and that cool shirt that you really in your heart want to wear, but you just, you know what I'm saying? You just on some other shit. You're like, well, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going, it's just Wednesday or it's just open mic. I'm not here to impress nobody. All those little bullshit excuses for you just, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. For you being on your bullshit. A lot of that shit that comedians and people who do entertainment go through it's that type of shit. You got to really just move the fuck out of your own way, man, and play the game.
Okay.
And create some opportunities. That's the main thing. It's like, you people just say, well, I want to be on TV. Doing what? I don't know. Well, why then? Would you just want to be a fucking person on TV? You want to walk through a commercial? They'll find you nothing to do if that's what the fuck you want to do. But if you're not a star, then don't go fucking learn how to do some camera work or some shit. If you don't feel like that, you know that you need to be a part of entertainment, then don't just settle for some shit because you're like, okay, I'm kind of funny, I might can. Come on, man. Be specific is what I'm saying. If you feel like you a star and you want to be fucking, you got to create yourself. Can't wait for somebody to just make you. Why the fuck would people want to be interested in you? Because nobody is just going to try to make money for you. Mm-hmm. They want to make money off you, make money with you.
Right.
How you got to look profitable to somebody else. That's why you need to be decent at all time. Look like you ready. Because in this game, if you look like you need something, you'll never get it. Nobody gonna give you shit. Like, that's why people don't give money to homeless people. Because they look like they need money. Mm-hmm. Like, I would give you some money, but $1 is not gonna fix you. But if you were clean and you were just like, hey bro, can I borrow $1? I like my fucking keys in my car and I just need to get some change to make a phone call. You can get dollars all day because you're gonna be like, man, don't even worry about it. That shit happens. I lock my keys in my car. Take 5. You know what I mean? It's like you can run that shit all day because you look like you don't need it.
I tell you what, you're getting it. I'll say that. I mean, you're talking about...
What is it, though? What is it that I'm getting?
You said success.
Success? But that's just what other people think.
And you're only 10 years in the game, man.
I mean, shit, what about the whole struggling for the first 7, 8? It was just little bitty moments here and there. They still go through shit. It ain't just the greatest. It's still a lot of people in front of me getting a whole lot. Mm-hmm. But this just like I said, this is my introduction. I'm just trying to build it. It might take me 10 more years to get what I want to get before I can even feel what success is, because I don't know what that is yet. I'm just glad to be working and people like me, and you know what I'm saying, and I can have some fans and people respect what I do, and then, you know what I mean? That's all. That shit mean the world to me. Just to know that somebody else is feeling what you do, it's just dope. I don't never focus on who don't or what I might do. Or shit, I live in the moment. I told you, life is just a whole bunch of moments. You got to have some good ones. You make sure you got a lot of good ones. That's it. It's just a collection of fucking moments. So I try to have a whole bunch of moments, even if it's just for 20 minutes.
Well, I'm glad you shared this moment with me, man.
Man, we had a moment.
We had a moment.
This was a dope-ass moment.
This is so great, man. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the success you have, and I look forward to us in 10 years being like, man remember when?
Play this one again and then do the new one on top of it.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much, Karlous Miller.
Anytime, Joel Byars.
Boom.
That was nobody will ever top my interview, man.